real vibes, you know? Så lad os se ej.
Velkommen til Boomblaster. Vi har på Boomblaster-redaktionen været til den 3. internationale Reggaefestival i Aarhus, som blev afholdt på Vauxhall i slutningen af august. I den forbindelse kan du få lov til at se nogle af koncerterne og opleve nogle af de kunstnere, der optrådte på festivalen i år. I denne udgave af Boomblaster får du direkte fra Jamaica, The Path Heights.
Hey, all the guys in the cafe behind. It's showtime, you know, yes? Now the Partides, I want you to give them some nice Aarhus reggae love, yes? Are we ready? Yeah.
Greetings. Yeah, man. Hello. How you feeling? Sleep along and now you wait. 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 What you gonna do? Sleep along and now you wait. What you gonna do? Sleep along and now you wait. What you gonna do? Sleep along and now you wait.
When I look into your eyes, I don't look to get lost. I look to find you, finding myself. Raise the vibration, bring forth elevation throughout the nation, cause love is the ray to self. Love is the youth that brings light to the unseen, shapes you into a different being and sanctifies the unclean. Night to day, land to sea, spirit to body, and you to me, cause in fact it is all one that is created and resides within I and I, which are different aspects of the same Jah, Rastafari, and it all sparks with love. Love is worth the pain, is up to love for labor not to be in vain. Therefore, there is no vanity. Therefore, there will always be a little piece of you and me in this force that's called eternity. This force that's called eternity.
Sleep along and now you wait. 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 What you gonna do? Sleep along and now you wait. What you gonna do? Sleep along and now you wait. What you gonna do? Sleep along and now you wait.
Many were called, a few were chosen. Selected whose heart can never be frozen. I also got a list of demands, but it's no longer written on the palm of my hands. It's part of the laws, 77 and counting. It's their concept of heaven that I'm doubting. Newt showed me a different space, where we're all gods, and there's no space for race. There is no space for race. There is no space for race.
Yeah! Oh, we are so give thanks, you know.
Give thanks.
Denmark. Yeah, the first time.
Welcome to Aarhus,
Thank you.
part 8.
But I.
Part 8, sorry. Let's say, I'm thinking about 8, I don't know why. It's 8 is quite different.
Yes, yes.
So why this name, in fact? Why you choose this name?
But is actually, what I say now, like a wordplay with the ancient name from out of Africa, Kemet. So everything is coming out of that place for I and I. So we go back to the roots. So path heights is like two words, path and heights.
Yeah.
And the path now is deriving from Ptah, which is an ancient African people, you know what I mean? And it means creative beings. So that's what we are in today's world, creative beings as artists, architects, whatever. What we do with hands or with the mind, it's that energy coming from the Pathites, from then until now. So I think it's just fitting for an artist or a band to use names like that to represent, the art or whatever they do.
Well, I imagine, at least we imagine in Europe, that everyone in Jamaica is making music, If not music, then they're running athletics and so on. That's what we think, okay? So tell me, how is that being, let's say, a young musician, a young group, making music in Jamaica nowadays?
I would have said, first of all, music is a natural thing for us in Jamaica. It's like in the blood, you know what I mean? How we move is music, how we talk is music. So it's up to individual to decide, say, okay, what am I going to do with this natural born talent? Am I going to become a musician, or am I going to become a technician somewhere? But it's naturally in the blood. So of course, it's only those who really follow that passion, I would say, because as you say, most Jamaicans are musicians or athletes. It's a natural thing. Of course, you have the persons who probably have degrees in whatever field, but of course they also have artists studying universities. So it's a natural thing for us, you know what I mean? So I would just say how difficult it is for artists in Jamaica. I would say it's not the easiest thing. You know, the music is there naturally, but to get your music to the level where you can present it to the world, there are steps that you have to take, and most of the times it's not the easiest part because the equipment, the facilities are not readily available for young musicians, for one, you know.
Yeah, I just wanted to add something to what you were saying, that on one hand, because there are so many musicians, on one side you could say, you know, the competition is great, but on the other side, there's a lot of support amongst the musicians. So if one gets the opportunity to play a big show or on TV or something, they will make sure that they get as much musicians that they know to support them to also sing a line on stage or bring them on tour in Europe. And so it's not really, you know, trying to be the only one. It's trying to make sure if I get it, that everybody gets it.
Yes.
So we have a little bit of poetry. Have a little bit of roots, Nyabingi, Pokomina, we don't leave out nothing. That's where the music is coming from. Roots. Yeah, this track is titled, Haven't You Heard?
Tell me the stories, lead me where I need to be. The ones who follow you will finally see the truth.
Hush, little baby, don't cry. Hush, little baby, don't cry. You know I don't give in to nothing them preach. Last them set up at the same one bridge. Zion awaits and I must reach. Can't hold I down in a shackles and leash. Don't you believe not a thing them say? Try know your roots, don't you be misled. Cause without Africa the world wouldn't get fed. Watch your trade. Well, now that you know tomorrow what you gon' do. No make Babylon crumble down pan. Cause every day them come with some different views. Time for step out barefoot or shoes. I say, haven't you heard? Say Babylon gone do. Them gone do. Haven't you heard? Say Babylon gone do. Them gone do.
So make me open my eyes, my soul shall rise high. I need to see myself for who I'm meant to be.
You know them start the wars just to gain the spoils. Target goal and them now missile. Recruiting soldiers, kidnap the child and strap them with handguns, coalition missile. World Bank lend them loans so the debts increase. Politicians shining just to get them peace. People can't get no food, even bread to eat. You can't hear no shout when the press on this. I say, haven't you heard? Say Babylon gone do. Them gone do. Yeah, haven't you heard? Say Babylon gone do. Them gone do. Run from the coach and the ambas pass. One way tickets, no watch the cost. Not drink no more wine from that all that glass.
rest the beasts wounded and now them cross. All over the world, look where they all are cast. Tell them have to pay for the Holocaust. So when they mean free earth, them want rip off. Run out of spacecraft, now take off. I say, haven't you heard? Say what they done do. Them gone do. Haven't you heard? Say what they done do. Them gone do.
Tell me the stories to build and strengthen me. The ones who follow you will become leaders of a new rise, leaders of their own soul, leaders to make our people whole. What the others think of me, I let them be, cause I know they ain't free. You've broken the chains of my spirit and triangled my vision. False wisdom can be burned down, cause the high path we finally have found.
Yeah, we give thanks, you know.
Yeah man, give thanks. Aarhus. Alright, so yeah, our current EP is titled Twin Flames. Twin Flames, and it came out May this year.
Yeah, this is the title track.
And this is the title track for this EP, so listen
Title
up.
Twin Flames. This great light of mine, yeah, we gonna let it blaze. And in this your great light of mine, yeah, we gonna let it blaze. See a fire, fire, fire. Yes, a fire, fire, fire. Yeah. See a fire, fire, fire. Fire, fire, fire. Yeah. Lightning, a fire. Oh. Thunder, fire, yeah. Earthquake, a fire, yeah. Brimstone, a fire, yeah. See a fire, fire, fire. Whoa, fire, 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 yeah. See a fire, fire, fire. Whoa. See a fire, fire, fire. Well. So we burn with the fire like currents in a wire, and a full time though we have a clot it. That pan real battlefield, no food in a belly, real warrior when no more fasting. So keep your eyes on the mark and the target, it's your and when you target, cause the joy is everlasting. You are the pearl, the gold, the jewel, the choice is yours to choose. When it's all boiled down, Jada, just fire, fire, fire. A fire, 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 yeah. See a fire, fire, fire. Whoa.
Let it burn, yeah.
Fire, 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 yeah. Cleansing from within. It opens Zion door and walk in. Yes, I see angels Fire, can you say? Fire, fire, fire. Warm up yourself, man. Oh, Jade. Fire, fire, fire. Oh, watch out now. 10,000 fires, yeah. Crystals and stars align, yeah. Aarhus, they're waiting by your side. It's to guide, guide, guide you on. Sing with me now. At the last chorus. Come on, the last chorus. We're gonna come off the stage soon. At the last chorus. Fire, fire, fire. Me can't hear you now. A fire, fire, fire. Billy, billy, bang, bang, whoa, whoa, whoa. Fire, fire, fire. Jail. Watch again. I said 10,000 fireside. Light a movie. Crystals and stars align. Yeah. They're waiting by your side. Just to guide, guide, guide you on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have an EP that came out last year, and we were actually blessed, you know what I mean, to work with one of the greatest engineer and also artists in the business right now, named Exile the Brave. I don't know if you heard that name before, but yeah. We recorded our first EP in Jamaica. See it there?
Yeah.
See him there,
All right,
Exile the
we'll
Brave.
have more.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Good night.
It's all about love, you know? Unity.
I can see that you have your 45 with you. I say 45 because it's the way Maccabee said, oh, I have my 45, you know. It was very funny when he said, do you want to see my 45, you know? And then he comes to the... So can you tell us about that?
Yeah, this is our current EP titled Twin Flames. And it's our second EP. We released our first EP last year, was titled Ninth Ether. And yeah, we've been on tour with this EP since this year, and we tour different cities in Germany, in Europe. And yeah, our title track is Twin Flames, and we performed some of it today on stage.
It's always well received as well, because it's an acoustic fusion with a little bit we say Nyabingi
And poetry.
So the music in general that we do is I wouldn't say it's different. I guess it's more collective, you know.
It's different in this scene.
Yeah, that's what makes it different, you know. But it have an influence from the roots, from the Nyabingi, from the poetry, spoken words, you know, the dub, you know, the soul music. It's all incorporated in what we channel, and it's actually a natural thing for us because Kuswa, she's a poet. You know, I used to write poetry, but she's naturally, you know, fluent. She's fluent in the poetry. She's a singer, playing percussion. So we try to incorporate as much of what we can from each other into the production, you know, and the creativity. And this is what comes out each time we say, all right, we're gonna make some music. You know, it just comes out that way. So I guess you would say it's different because it's not the very typical one job. It's a little bit there, but it's not all that. You know what I mean? It's a collective. You know,
yeah, people are forced to listen. When we're on stage, they have to listen to
you
what
can
we're
dance
saying.
too. You can dance,
Yeah.
but you get a chance to hear the message. I guess the question that you asked before, how difficult it is for artists, I guess where you can have an atmosphere where people listen more, you know, and not just to dance
And
the sadness away or the struggle away tonight, and tomorrow you wake up back in the same struggle. When you hear this music, it's going to make you think. You know
And
what I
touch
mean?
them in a different kind of way.
Yeah, so you go home not just feeling good, but with something to spark something.
To
in your
really
mind.
spark the search within, because
Yeah.
that's really the work that we all have to do to get to know our own selves and search within, because all the revolutions in the world not gonna change nothing if we don't start with ourselves.
That's a true revolution, you know, and that's what the music is about. As we can,
Style, you know. No rush, no fuss, let's see.
Souls, ever extending, never defending, always sending out rays to highlight your path, helping you complete life's task.
Say you talk about souls of love. I talk about souls of love. I talk about souls of love. And I talk about souls of love. Say I talk about souls of love. Say I talk about songs of love. Say I talk about souls of love. Say I talk about songs of love. Souls,
Never defending, always extending, sending out rays to highlight your path, helping you complete life's task, connecting us to our everlasting purpose, a little piece of eternity that rests within.
songs
I and I.
of love. Yes, songs of love. Songs of love. Songs of love. Watch out now. All about the frowns at the gate, so love and come. All about the frowns at the gate, so love and come. No frowns at the gate, show love and come. No frowns at the gate, show love and come.
I'm flying on the balcony, no fight it all you.
It's been a while, you know.
No show.
Addicted to love so much I'm a fiend. I'm talking to the dance and the ragamuffin. Spend love if it's hate, it's all you see. I'm spreading out love to all you because love will light the way.
Food on every plate. Smile upon your face. Love will light the way. So we all are connected, one way or another. Yes, I am your brother, and you are my sister. And we all are connected, one way or another. Yes, I am your sister, and you are my
brother.
songs of love. Songs of love. Songs of love. Yes, songs of love.
See, I talk about
Souls of love.
I chant out.
Songs of
See, I
love.
talk about
Souls of love.
and I chant out.
Songs of
See, I
love.
talk about
Souls of love.
and I chant out.
Songs of
See, I
love.
talk about
Souls of
and
love.
I chant out.
Songs of love.
Come on, excited room.
I was already that you want to speak about ancestors and something. So what do you want with your music?
Well, the music is to really, I would say, be that bridge between then and now, because you know everything that happened then is actually still happening now. But of course, it's always, you know, there's always a curtain over what is really happening now, as if it's separate from what has been happening. You know what I mean? So the music is what connects. I would say, make a circle around everything, you know, and connects everything what has been going on then until now. So we say ancestor, we are our ancestors. As we live in now, we are, you know, our ancestors. We inherit what our ancestors was, you know, and we are that now, and you know, we connect the past, the present, the future is our one. So we that's what our music, you know, that's what our music really is about, you know, connecting people, culture, and making you see that it's all one. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's all one. You know.
And inspiring artists to do their thing, to follow their their dream. As cliche as it may sound, but it's very important to follow your dream because everybody will end up frustrated if they don't. So, yeah, that's just 100% focus on what you love and it will prosper.
Well, I think everybody in West is a bit influenced from all the Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, all this time. That was a fine time. I am also lucky to experience Bob Marley live, so I'm very lucky about that. But anyway, and that was a good time for making fighting for your rights, all these things, you know. But I think the fight is still the same today. It's just taking another form somehow. So how is for you as artists?
I mean, that's basically what you just said. Like, the past is the present.
Same.
Like, it's all connected and it's all one. And the fight is the same. It might have different names. There are different people, different companies, different situations. But at the end of the day, it is exactly the same. And that's why we need artists to shine a light. To shine a light on what is going on and inspire change.
So I guess it's for the people, you know. Of course, we as artists try every way to reach the people, but at the end of the day, I think the struggle is more for the people to get the message than the artists, because it's always there. There's music has always been, you know, it's a continuous thing. You have conscious artists throughout, you know, the 90s, the 60s, the 70s, 80s, up until now. You know, there's always been conscious music, but you're not hearing it. You know what I mean? So I guess the barrier between the people, that's what we have to figure out. What's stopping the music, you know, from the people getting it as it is intended to, you know. So.
Okay, I wish you the best for the revolution in the future.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Thanks.
And thank you very much.
Respect.
Two fish in a pond, free from illusions, see they're one. The undivided wholeness of all things. You're observing the out there while from inside it sings. Now the bridge is revealed between you and the field. You are not there nor are you here. You're simply everywhere, everywhere, everywhere.
Yeah, then true like the day coming forth from the night, stepping up with the higher one day in a high Christ. That is if you view it from a religious stand, spiritually in the to the maker of. We've a man reap the benefits from this bad right. I over such and a visualize blind. We be a not to feel to peripheral eyesight. I say you. Dread I know in a iron bird. What's in a name? There is power to the word. Is to be one with the one who is omnipresent. Weakness, emptiness, that is omnipotent. From 0 to 100% from 0. I got the powers to move, yeah. Yes, the powers to move, yeah. Got the powers to move, yeah. Yes, the powers.